So I've been playing a lot of games recently, especially at lower elo, and the problem I've been noticing is that people just don't know how to position their smokes properly. And so for this example, I've just pulled up a split on defense because that's just what I've been getting the most. And so when people want to smoke up a main on defense, they usually smoke like here. And for a multitude of reasons, this isn't the best smoke, but the two main reasons are that if you're trying to hold this smoke for an enemy push, then you have to like the enemies could come out anywhere from like here. And if you're holding from here too, they could just come out from like along this giant line of players. Of this giant like space. And so you'll have to adjust your crosshair a lot more and that can sometimes like prevent you from getting the kill, you know? And the second reason is that if you have a teammate usually holding ramp and then you have a player like somewhere on site-ish. And so if someone pushes A, if the enemy team actually decides to push A, then your player ramp, you won't be able to help them at all. Like this smoke, your vision is entirely obscured and you can't really do anything except like spray. So then the fight with the ramp player is just isolated, and the enemies will actually usually kill him or them, and then they'll just have control of like all of this space. And so the smoke you want to be throwing instead is like that. This smoke, the reason why it's a lot better is that there's only one place the enemies can come out of, which is like along this line. So they'll have to cross this point if they're coming out. So then you don't really have to adjust your crosshair at all, or if you're like playing here. It's a lot less than like this entire space. And so the second reason is that you can help your teammate ramp. Like if they push out, you can actually like help shoot them. So then they'll have to like pay attention to you and the ramp player. And the smoke is also better for this player because they'll be able to see. They'll actually have like a smoke, so they'll always be able to see the enemy pushing out of the smoke before the enemies see them. And so, taking it from the enemy's perspective, here, if you throw down this smoke, they won't be able to see like anything at all. Like someone could be even here, someone could even be inside the smoke, and they'll have to be like aware of all these things. And if they just try to push out, they're just going to be killed by the ramp player or this player. And so, if you were to throw this first smoke, then enemies just peek out, and then maybe someone will hold this for a push through the smoke, and then one player would just like peek this, and then they would get like an easy kill on the ramp player, and they would maybe like clear this or something, and then they would just walk up and take control of heaven. Or they can even like slow walk, and then you won't even be able to tell what they're doing because you won't have any information. So I just pulled up one more example here just to demonstrate that it's not just like aiming on split where you can more carefully better position your smokes. There's like a lot of places, and so another one I can think of is like Haven on A. So when you're pushing through, most people will smoke like there for CT, and then they'll also throw one up in Heaven. And so for this smoke, if there's always going to be someone watching CT no matter where you put your smoke, but for this one, if you're watching it, then you have to watch it from so many different places. Like they can pop out anywhere along this line. So the smoke I would actually throw most of the time is one that's like here. See, because for this smoke, there's only like one line they can come out of again. And then even if you're holding it from like here, it's just a lot less variance of where the enemies can actually come out of. And that's a lot harder for the enemies to actually push out of this smoke because when there's a smoke that's like here, the enemy just like they can't see anything before they get out. So if they peek out, they can just get shot from here, here, just like anywhere really. And so this is just a video, and I hope it like gets you to think more about how mindfully you place your smokes because just a little difference can make it a lot harder or easier for an enemy to push through.